Hi everybody, it's me Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm looking forward to guiding you through today's Total Body HIIT Circuit. We got 8 moves for today's circuit. I have put them all in the description. Not all of the moves that we're doing today are weighted. Even if you don't have any weights, you're gonna find a great challenge because the weighted moves still have an unweighted portion of them, so everyone's going to be doing something to challenge themselves the whole workout. If you do have a variety of different weights, I would recommend bringing more than one weight for yourself because maybe you'll be surprised at how much you can challenge yourself today. We got 4 minutes till we get started. We're going to get started standing with a quick little warm-up, and then we're going to hit the floor and just do it. Do the best that we can with the bodies that we have today, and whatever that looks like is enough because your best is always enough. Make sure you have some water. If playing music is an opportunity for you, put some music on, keep your heart rate going. Got my timer going. Hold on, let me mute myself, you weirdo. Listen, technology is not my best friend. So I just like to double check and make sure things are actually recording. Technology is not my best friend. It's okay. It's all right. Fine, technology. So make some space for yourself, gather that variety of weights. If you have them, if you don't have them, but you have some cans that you can use, even just holding on to some cans can help you to create the grip within your chest. Wouldn't recommend holding on to cans when we get into the push-ups with rows, but I'll give you an option if you don't have anything that you are actually rowing. You can always reach your arms forward to the side just to find a little bit of a different stress on the shoulders. I know it's not the same as hitting the back to get the row. But don't worry, there's plenty of work to be done today. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Make sure you have some water. Did I say that? I know I said music. Who else's brain is everywhere? My brain is all over the place lately. You know what? We're here right now. We got 2 minutes till we begin. Excusez-moi. All right, if you're up from your seat like me, especially if you've got music going, unlike me, just start moving. Just find what feels good. Find the beat to the music if you're listening to some. And if you're like me and you don't have any music, just dance around to whatever's in your mind while we wait to get started together. All right, yay, it's 12:15. Welcome everybody to your Total Body HIIT Circuit. Once again, it's me, Jess, your health fitness program manager from McLean. Hopefully you've had some time to gather some weights if you have them and if you choose to use them. For now, we're just gonna get started with a quick little warm up, so make sure you have some space for yourself. Start to give yourself some big shoulder circles. Ground your feet down to the floor. Find a little squeeze of your glutes, a little press forward of your hips. Make sure you're drawing your belly in. And let's go ahead and change the direction of those shoulder circles. Just waking up those tired upper bodies and backs from sitting at our desks for half of the day. Awesome. Let's go ahead and make these arm circles a little bit bigger. And we're going to add in a lateral side to side step tap. And if you can be like me, see if you can bring a big smile to your face because we're doing this and we're having fun. Let's get 3 more in this direction, and then change direction of those arm circles. 4, 3. We're gonna switch to some hamstring curls. So hamstring curl, just pull it back. I want you to lead with your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades together, but make sure that as your arms go back, you're not allowing that rib cage to flare out, so your belly is pulled in nice and tight. You gotta really engage that abdominal core. For 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, plant your feet and reach it up overhead, just alternating overhead reaches all the way over to the corner of the room. 4 more. 4, 3. Get ready to press through to each opposite wall through the chest. Start with your hand palm. Push, find that rotation from your core. So not just twisting your shoulders, your belly is pulled in nice and tight, and you're rotating for the center line of your body. 3 more to each side, then we're gonna plant our feet and tap down to the floor, alternating toe taps. You can take a bend in your knee. I want you to bring a little bit more weight to your heels. Make sure that you're not just bringing the weight to the balls of your feet. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up and downs. Here we go. Down, up. Go at the pace that works for you. Just start to get your heart rate up just a little bit. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Once you've got that 4, we're going to go from a side lunge, step it up into a knee drive, challenging your balance. If you need to, you can always side lunge, step it in, knee drive. We got a total of 5. Find what works for you. Make sure you're keeping the outer edge of your straight leg foot on the floor, not rolling to the inside arch of your foot. So maybe you need to shorten your stance just a little bit and send those hips back to keep your outside edge of your foot down on the floor. Once you got 5 on this side, simply switch to the other. So weights in your heels, hips are shifting back, getting a nice big stretch of those inner and outer thighs. Once again, your belly is in tight. You got a forward hinge happening, so you want to make sure you're protecting your back. I want to make sure that we really warm these hips up today before today's workout. So come on to standing. Feet about shoulders width distance apart. Go ahead, shift the weight over to one side. You can bring your hands at your waist if you need to. You can even find something to hold on to if balance is a challenge. We're just going to find a gentle little kick forward and back. Little opening and warm up of the hip. Make sure that you're still standing straight up. You didn't lean all the way over to the side to compensate for this leg kicking. Let's switch to the other. Still have that stomach sucked in, rib cage knit together. Shoulders are released away from your ears. Make sure you continue with your breath, and the more that you focus your eyes, the easier balance is going to be. Back to our first leg, we got a tick-tock. If you want, you can use your arms. Opposite of your legs helps with balance just a little bit. Where is the weight in your standing leg? Make sure you have some weight into the heel, not just the ball of the foot. 3, 2, 1. Switch to the opposite side. And you're working the range of motion that works for you, so maybe you're moving really small. Maybe you're feeling really good. You can get a nice big lift, working into the outer edge of the glute here as well. Challenging your stabilizing leg. It's okay to keep a bend in that stabilizing leg. 2 more. Feeling great. All right, shake it off for just a second. 1 more hip opener here. So with both of those feet planted, you're going to lift your leg up, challenging your abs by drawing that knee up. Open it all the way to the side. Tap it down as far behind you as you can without really turning towards the opposite side. Your hip might open just a little bit, but try to stay forward and then bring it back in. We'll do 5 on this side. Again, if you need to hold on to something for some balance, you can. Okay to bring a little bend into this standing leg. Just a little one, keep the weight in your heel. Once you have finished 5 on this side, come into 5 on your opposite side. Oof, hear a lot of crunching. Goodbye, Uncle Buck. Well, that was lovely. Thank you for joining us for the warm-up. Did you hit 5? Come on into a boxer shuffle. Just keep moving. I'm just going to tell you briefly about how we're going to get started today. And instead of wasting your time ahead of time, just in case you're not marching or shuffling, we're going to describe each of the moves between sets. So we're going to start out today coming down onto your mat. The first round is going to be 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest. You're going to do either a glute bridge with a chest fly, or if you don't happen to have any weights, you're just going to go for a glute bridge. You can keep your glute bridge really simple, keeping the soles of the feet onto the floor, and with your chest fly, a slight bend in your elbow. Your pace is going to be determined by how heavy your weight is, or if you're using a weight at all. If you want to make your glute bridge a little bit more challenging, you can always come onto the balls of the feet and stay high and drop your heels down, or maybe stay up for the whole time and go for a pulse. I'm going to just kind of do a little bit of both. Focus equally on the upper and lower body by allowing myself to lift and lower. Maybe you want to just stay up in the glute bridge and challenge your glutes the whole time. So many different options. Come on down to the floor. Grab a quick sip of water before you get there. Let's get ready for interval number 1. Glute bridge and chest fly starts in 3, 2, 1. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Starts in 3, 2, 1. Begin. All right, so chest flies, the weight starts right over your chest. Slight bending your elbow, bring it out towards the side, and I'm going to lower down at the top, squeeze those glutes, and lift back up. You want to make sure that you're still working with your breath and at the pace that's right for you. If I didn't have any weights in my hand, or if my weights were much lighter, I could probably bring my hands down towards the floor in this fly quite a bit faster, but you want to make sure that you're working with control, that you're not just letting your arms fall out towards the side, that you're taking a squeeze of that chest as you open and close. All right, great. Next up, we're going to turn over. We've got a push-up and a row. Remember, you can always do your push-ups from tabletop or step your knees out. We're going to press down and then get one row on each side. Begin. Even if you don't have any weights, I challenge you to join us this first round through, at least picking one hand up off of the floor. If you find that it's super uncomfortable for you to do this push-up with your hands gripping your weights, you can always bring your hands inside, give yourself a push-up, and then grab hold of your weights and give yourself a row. So even if you only have one weight, you can pass the weight from side to side to get the challenge that works for you. Squeeze those shoulder blades towards each other. As you row, draw that elbow directly behind you. Awesome. Next up, we have step, squat, and kick. So you're going to start from standing. You're going to step out into a squat. Step in, kick, step. Squat, step, kick, step. Ready? Begin. So out into a squat, together, kick, together. Squat, together, kick, together. Think about kicking through your heel. And once you found the move, challenge yourself with your pace. Also challenge yourself with your depth. Can you get a little bit lower in your squat while still having a nice flat back with the weight in your heels? Pressing up through your heels. Resist the urge to bring the weight to your toes. Maybe you go for a little bit of a lesser squat. Maybe you go for a little lesser kick. We're sticking with kicking to one side. We're going to get the other side after, take a break after this next round. So this next round is goddess squat. So open your feet wider. Point your toes out. For round 1, we're just going to go down, press through your heels, and lift up. Shake it out, clear your mind, and begin. Keep that breath steady, but move with your breath. So just make sure you're not holding it. I want you to really work to lower those inner thighs as close to parallel to the floor as possible. Make sure your knees aren't going past your toes. So you want to make sure you have a really wide stance here. You can have your hands at your hips. Maybe you don't go quite as low as I do, that's okay. I like to bring my hands to my chest. It encourages me to keep that chest lifted and that back engaged. Remember to keep your belly in and you're pressing up through the heels. That's right, timer. All right, so next up we've got that other side. Feet together, squat, step, kick. I'm gonna turn sideways so I don't hurt the television. Ready? Great. Start with those feet together. Now step out into your squat, squat down together, kick through the heel. Squat. When I squat, I like to try and bring my elbows to my thighs. But if you are really challenged with that squat, remember you can be using the couch as well or a chair to squat down to try and get that butt down and then press through your heels to lift up. Giving yourself a little challenge to maybe get a little bit lower, maybe even take a teeny little of a break for a second with your bum on the chair. But hopefully you're going a little bit lower. Great work than you would have without it. All right, next up we've got hip thrusters with the tricep extension. So using just one weight, arms up overhead, start kneeling, we're gonna lift ourselves up, tricep extension, and then lower down. Squeeze your glutes and press your hips forward. So you're not just pressing your knees into the floor and standing up. There's an extra squeeze of your glutes as those arms come up overhead for your tricep extension. And you're gonna hold on like this. That feels a little bit easier for me to keep those elbows braced close by the ears. Find that squeeze at the top. I think I could use a heavier weight or maybe 2 weights for this one. So that's why we have a shorter first round. It's a little diagnostic, so it's gonna feel kind of maybe easy one time through. Second time through is gonna be a little harder. I'm gonna ask you to push harder. It's gonna be longer. Awesome. One last move. Did we miss something, Jessica? We've got Dumbbell Dead Bugs coming up next. Push up. Oh, I forgot to do the goddess squat. Jessica. All right, we'll get to it in a second. Dumbbell Dead Bugs. Just bringing one arm up overhead and a lat press, and the other leg goes out. Y'all, it is what it is. That's right. We talked about doing a move, and then I moved right past it. Ooh. This overhead lat pullover is challenging. If you notice that that lower back is lifting up off of the floor, go ahead, bring your knees down towards the floor or your soles of your feet, and you can always alternate just to help you find that grounding of your lower back and your draw in of your belly. Awesome. Let's stand up and get that goddess squat in. So open those. No, wait, we did do this one. Right. What did I miss? The push up. Oh, the push up in the row. We didn't actually do that, did we? I don't know. Well, maybe we're doing it again. Okay, here we go. I think we somehow skipped this. This action does not feel familiar. You know what? Life happens. This is the problem with not having live class, y'all. No one's here to say, wait a minute. All right, now we made it through. Wait, Jessica, you just said we would do A, and then you had us do B. So, meow, meow. All right. The great news is you get 2 minutes to yourself. An honest 2 minutes where we don't talk about exercise. Starting my timer. Oops, that was a 3-minute timer. Bam! But we did talk about hydration. So please do grab yourself something to drink. And then in 2 minutes, we're going to restart in the correct order. Thanks for coming. You're amazing. Do you feel amazing today? It's kind of gloomy outside here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. today. It's also really cold. So, either gotta layer it up when work ends. It's Earth Day. I was gonna say, or work out inside, but it's Earth Day, so I'd really like to go for a walk outside. I think I still have some gloves somewhere, some PPE gloves. And I'm gonna look for trash, and I'm gonna pick up trash. There's a lot of mask trash around here, honestly, and just bags of trash, because it's Earth Day. So I'm gonna do something for myself, move around in the sunshine so I feel good, and I'm gonna do something for my neighborhood and the earth to make it look a little more beautiful and just pick up some trash. And if y'all do anything cool for Earth Day or for yourselves, I would love to hear about it. All right, 30 seconds left, a little more H2O. I just want everyone to know that I still like to think that I'm this close. It's more like an air quote situation, honestly, to hanging some curtains. One of these days. Okay. That's a great break, wasn't it? All right, so we're up in the interval this time. We've got a minute of work, but I'm still gonna be a cool lady, and I'm gonna give us 20 seconds of rest because I'm going to suggest a couple little changes for the moves that we do, and we're worth a whole 20 seconds. All right, so we're starting off once again, same as before with that glute bridge chest fly. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, remember you can stay up in your glute bridge. Maybe you stay up for an extra chest fly before you lower down. Come on to the floor. We start in 3, 2, 1, belly in, lower back flat, begin. So you're lifting up everything at the same time, coming into that big fly with some bent arms, back up. Maybe you get a second fly in and even lift those hips a little bit higher, squeeze those glutes. An option to lower down if you want to. Nice. Maybe you even want to add in a little bit of a chest press here, so you can keep your hips up and your arms can come down. Press back up, open nice and wide. Get a press and a fly if you want. Make sure you're still breathing. Squeeze those glutes, press into your feet. Or remember, you had that option if you didn't have weights to be doing a little bit more of a hamstring focus, glute bridge, either dropping those heels. Maybe you even walked your feet out a little further to the end of the mat. Yay, that move's done. Next up, oh, that's what we missed. We have an inchworm that we're going to do into a twist. Or a mountain climber, because I realized we forgot that. All right, so here we go, begin. So belly in, hands down, walk yourself out into a plank, and then just rotate to one side only, and then bring yourself back in. And let's lift ourselves all the way up. If you want, you can turn it into a burpee, adding in a jump. Walk yourself out, shift your weight forward, rotate out to the side. Oh, is one side easier for y'all than the other? I am still having some challenging times in one of my wrists. So if you need to, if you're like I just described and one of your wrists just doesn't feel stable, if it just doesn't feel like a great idea for you to stay in a long body plank while you rotate out, come into your plank, drop your knees down to tabletop. Find a nice big rotation from here, and then you can press yourself back up into that down dog and walk yourself in. Yay. All right, now we've got push-ups and rows. I'm sorry for making you guys do extra push-ups and rows. Let's go for a wider grip this time. So We're gonna turn our hands palms towards our knees. Go ahead, push up, and then a wide gripped row. I admit this is a lot easier for the crowd that is doing this from tabletop than if you're actually doing a plank. But you know, challenge yourself. No matter what, with this row, you're still working to squeeze your shoulder blade in, to draw your elbow towards the wall behind you. And for your push-up, you're making sure everything's coming down at the same time. You're leading with your chest, with your nose. You're not leading with your belly. Whoa, thanks, Dove outside. I like to think you're cheering me on. Oh, whoa, thank you, Dove. Thank you. Almost there, y'all. Got it, you got it. Keep it up. Ah, that was a long minute. All right, we're coming into our step, squat, and kick. Whichever side you want to start with, you're just going to start on the opposite side next time. Y'all ready for this? So give yourself some space, more space on the side you're not step squatting to. So step, squat, weight in your heels, feet together, kick. Squat, kick. Really encouraging you. Keep the weight in your heels. If you want, you can move around. Think about it like a fight. You can get some good ab work here too as you extend this leg out for the kick. Turn your body towards that leg. That same rotation like we talked about in the warm-up. So not just twisting from the shoulders, finding a nice rotation from the waist. To get into those obliques. Maybe you're moving your body around. Because, you know, if we were ever in a fight, I would feel sad if someone just stood there the whole time. We just beat them up. Kick through that heel. 10 seconds left, you got this. Reach back with those glutes. Yes! All right, next up we got that goddess squat. This time with our goddess squat, half the time, make sure you see my feet, we're gonna have one heel lifted. We're gonna pulse it out a little bit more, and then we're gonna switch and lift the other heel. You ready? Go for it. So lower down, keep those feet wide, lift one heel up, lower and lift. Keep that chest lifted. Ooh, this is real, y'all. 10 seconds left on this side. Ooh, press onto the ball of that foot. 3, 2, 1. Switch to the other side. You're gonna need to stand up for a sec. Okay, you might need to stand up for a sec too. I want you to really think about opening your inner thighs so your knees are pointing towards the opposite wall. Oh my gosh, as much as possible. Wow, the burning. Yes, that's what we want. We want it. We want to feel that burn. It doesn't super feel painful. I mean, it's uncomfortable. Yes, okay. We got the other side, step, squat, kick. But you want to feel something noticeable. That's when we're making a difference. All right, ready? Shake it out. 3, 2, 1. So you step and squat, step together, kick through the heel. Step and squat, kick through the heel. Think about trying to get that little oblique movement going. This is some balance work too. So I want you to move at the pace that makes you feel comfortable. We've already done this once, so you already have a little bit of muscle memory right here. I bet that you are stronger than you think. Really think about stretching those glutes back. Each time, think about reaching back a little bit more with the glutes and bringing the weight in your heels. You got to be honest with yourself if you know that you tend to bring that weight forward. And a lot of us do. Yes, good work. All right, next up we have our hip thrusters with that tricep extension. I'm gonna try a slightly heavier weight for that tricep extension. Ready, set yourself up. Here we go. So hip thrusters, squeeze that glute, lift up into the tricep extension. Squeeze glutes, press glutes forward. Not just pressing into the knees and lifting up. Find that big squeeze at the top. And if you're really feeling confused here, you can always do this big hip thrust and then find a little bit of a forward hinge. Get that tricep extension as well. Squeeze, hinge, extend. Second option. I have my toes slightly pointed towards each other so that there's a little bit of a tripod with my feet, with my knees. So it's a nice little stable base. Why, yes, this is almost like a kneeling glute bridge. All right, lower that down. Last exercise here. Coming right back into our dead bug with weights. It is a slightly lighter weight. All right, if you found, I think I mentioned that your lower back was lifting off the floor, begin. Keep one foot down, then extend and press. Still getting a nice little challenge, keeping this weight right over your chest, right in line with that. If you don't have any weights, that's totally okay. You can also be doing this one from tabletop, challenging your lower abs a little bit more. Make sure that lower back is still in contact with the floor. And you can challenge those abs even more by extending your knees further from the center line of your body. Opposite arm and opposite leg are going at the same time. We got a nice long break coming up. This is the end of round 2. Ooh. Keep that belly pulled tight. Press that lower back down once more. You made it. Awesome. Take your time. Grab some water. 2 minutes to yourself. How would you guys feel about us ending this third round with the exercise that we missed doing in round 1? I'll give you a chance to object. Great, nobody has objected. So we're going to make this last round 9 moves. Do you want me to shorten the round? Let me know right now. Okay, it doesn't sound like anyone wants me to shorten the round either. Thank you. Oh no. Oh no, I hit the timer. It's okay. Because we got this minute and a half. We got this recovery minute and a half. And you know what? Perfect. I've got plenty of time to set us up for 9 1-minute rounds with 20 seconds of rest. And then we're going to come right into our cool down and we're going to be done. That sounds beautiful. All right, make sure you're drinking some water right now. Find some recovery stretches that feel good for you. I know it looks like I'm just sitting here on the floor setting timers for funsies, but I'm getting a nice little stretch in my hips right now. We got a lot of squats, got those squats and kicks. This time we're gonna do some mountain climbers also with our inchworm. We're gonna do a mountain climber, and we're also gonna work to do a scorpion. Oh my God, it's gonna be so fun. I look forward to showing you that one. So just find a little stretch, find what feels good. Come back to your nice relaxed breath. Sorry I broke the rules and talked about exercise during our 2 minutes of non-exercise talk. Don't worry, I'll get myself back with that extra minute of work. Beep, 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 beep. All right, break time is over. So we're starting once again, last time through, with your glute bridge on the floor. You can add in that chest fly with the chest press, or just the chest fly. Find what feels right for you. I want you to make sure that you are challenging yourself. You got to challenge yourself to see the change showing up. Step number 1, pushing yourself once you're here. Step number 2, if you want to really make a difference. I'm proud of you for being here no matter what. Movement is medicine. Let's get through round 3. It starts in 3, 2, 1. Begin. All right, we got that chest press, glute bridge, chest fly, back in and down for the press. Maybe you're challenging your hamstrings here a little bit more even by just walking those feet out a little bit further, pressing your heels into the floor and staying up in your glute bridge. Make sure that that upper back and shoulders are still in contact with the mat. It's not a shoulder stand. So you want to have that upper back down. Slight bend in your elbows for this fly and weights just above the chest. I was going to go back to 40 seconds for this last round. So I just want to say thank you all for not agreeing with me with that thought. Thank you all for not saying anything. Never hurts to ask. You know what? I'm going to be so proud of myself. Take a break. We're just pushing for those extra 20 seconds. All right, we've got our inchworm into mountain climber next. So get some space for yourself. If the mountain climber in a push-up is too much for you, drop to your knees and draw your knee up towards your tricep. Are you ready? Option to turn it into a burpee and jump right here, press onto your toes, belly in, walk those hands out. Shift those shoulders, mountain climbers. Yes, and then walk it back in. I want you to move with intention, but I also want you to move as quickly as possible. So think about how, you want to get to the movies. You don't want to get a ticket, but the movie starts in 2 minutes. You already missed the previews. So you just, want to work quickly, but still be safe. I think that's a great analogy. Remember, you can always drop to those knees and work to bring this knee all the way up to your triceps and then press yourself back up into your down dog. Make sure your belly is pulled in tight as you hinge forward, still protecting that back. Get this last one in. We're amazing. Okay, next up we've got our push-ups and our rows. I promise this is the last time that you have to do push-ups and rows today. Maybe give yourself a double row this time. See if there's a slightly different part of your rib cage area that you can draw the weight back. Begin. Because if we're doing a row and we're painting a little bit closer towards our hip or thigh, we're just meeting a little bit lower back needs more than a row that's coming up right by the top of the ribs or chest. We're just going to hit a little bit more of that upper back. Oh yeah, we're adding in a double row. Maybe I'll add in a double push-up too, because honestly, the push-up is my least favorite part. The row is the part I like. So, I'm not going to just do the easy thing. With challenge comes change. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Make sure you're prepped for your push-up. A little push and a little pull here. Oh my gosh. Yes! Finish out those rows honestly though. So, time to stand up. We've got our squat and kick. I kick and I squat and I kick. I'm 40. All right, so remember, give yourself some space more on the side you're not stepping to, so step and squat, feet together, kick. Feel free to move a little slowly with the first one. Check out your balance and then remind yourself, this is my third time through. Muscle memory is going to carry me through. Make sure you're still pushing through that heel. So you can even move a little bit slower if you need to. Knee in, kick out, knee in and down. I want you to just keep going. Remember, sometimes moving slower is a little bit harder because you're not just using momentum. You have to balance a little bit more. You have to really work that stabilizing leg. Maybe do a little bit of both. Maybe even a double kick. Oh, felt that in the hip. Wow. Oh, quad party time. Make sure you're still focusing on that good form in your squat. Oh my gosh. Take a break, y'all. We got one more goddess squat through. This time we're going to come down. Both of our heels lift, both of our heels lower. Pulse it out 2 times. So lift, lower, pulse, pulse. Begin. Lift, lower, pulse, pulse. Lift, lower, pulse, pulse. If you can't lift them both at the same time, you can lift one and then the other. Plant those heels back down and then find your little pulse. Stay low. Point those knees wide. As if there was a wall in front of you. Oh my God, I need to take a break for a sec. And you're trying to get those inner thighs. Ooh. Oh, I like that too. Less than halfway through, I switched to lower, alternating lowers, and then pulsing with those balls of the feet on the floor. Wow, we got 10 seconds left. Let's finish strong right here. Either lift or lower. Pulse, pulse. Oh my gosh, we made it. All right, we're gonna step, squat, kick, opposite side. Halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So step out, squat, together, kick. Squat. Squat with the weight in your heels. Great work. Find that lift. You can find that twist, remember? Bring that lower rib closer to your hip and getting into those obliques. 30 seconds left. You're just getting that kick as high as works for you today. So maybe you're striking an opponent down on the floor. Yeah, stay down there, you can say. You could be fighting with a very little evil something. Did you guys see the video of the guy like going outside with the cake in his hand and his wife gets attacked by a bobcat? He's like so friendly till he realizes it's a bobcat. Get away from my wife. Okay. Next up, come on down to the floor. We've got our hip thrusters with the tricep extension. Take a couple seconds, catch your breath, relax, release those shoulders. Here we go. So you're squeezing up and you're lowering down. Maybe that's all you got left in you today. I feel my calves fire up so hard with the tops of the feet pressed into the floor. Gonna add in this tricep extension at the top. Squeeze and squeeze. There's double squeeze. So even if you don't have any weights, you can still be enjoying just getting this big hip thruster right here. "20 seconds left. Keep those biceps right by your ears, maybe even slightly towards the back of the room, but touching. They're still braced by your side. Nice long lifted spine. We made it. Awesome, final 2 moves. Lower yourself back down. We're gonna go for our Dumbbell Dead Bug. And then we've got one last inchworm with a little lower body focused. So it's perfect, a little bit more abs, upper body, total body, lower body. Here we go. Remember, you can start with those knees bent and just alternate between pressing out and bringing it in. How close can you keep your heel to the floor, especially here in round 3? Can you challenge yourself to come into tabletop? Make sure you don't have a large bridge under your lower back. You're really pressing that lower back down to the floor. If the weights in your hand are too much, still find that great challenge. Without having the weights in your hand, just finding that big reach over your head. Or hold on to one weight here at the end. Just keep going. Both arms can come up overhead as you alternate of pressing through those heels. Try not to bring those knees any further than on top of your hips. One more move after this. Keep it up, keep it up. We're so close to the end. Yes. All right, final move. We got one last minute of work, and then we're gonna come right into our stretch. So when we come down here into the plank portion, you're gonna tap your foot over and tap your foot over. That's it, and then walk yourself back up into the inchworm. Begin, lift up, lower down, walk yourself out, shift that weight forward, and then you just tap, so a little rotation of the hips. You can do the same thing if you're on your knees. You can always just tap one knee over your calf, tuck your toes under, send your hips up, walk yourself into your inchworm, and then down again. 30 seconds left, just 30 seconds of work for the day. I think this is a great last total body move. You're very welcome. Final 10 seconds. Awesome work. I'm so proud of you. Great. All right, come on back down into a forward fold. Maybe you're even a little bit more in a down dog, so your belly comes towards your thighs. I'd rather have your hands further away and a bend in your knees with your bellies on your thighs than you just rounding towards the floor and not getting anywhere close to there. If you can, find this big hinge from your hips. Go for it. Allow those shoulder blades to separate. If you can't reach the floor, grab hold of your opposite elbow. Oh, rock your beautiful elbows from side to side. So taking a gentle bend of one knee and then the other while keeping those heels down on the floor. Take a moment to shake your head. Yes. Oh, take a moment and shake your head. No. And then slowly roll it up. One vertebrae at a time. Relax and release your shoulders away from your ears. Shift the weight to one side. Let's get a nice stretch in those quads. We did some good leg work today. So while you grab hold of this quad, if you need to hold on to something else, grab hold of your foot to stretch the quad. If you need to hold something else, that's totally fine. But I want you to work to bring your two knees in one line. And if you can get those two knees in one line, can you even point your knee behind you a little bit? And as you stretch that knee behind you and towards the back corner, you're gonna feel the stretch a little bit more in your quad and in your hip flexor. Keep those hips and chest open. You're even getting a nice little shoulder stretch. If you want, you can even turn your hands towards the big toe side of the foot to open your chest a little bit more. Maybe even bring that heel away from the center line of your body, adding the stretch to your glute. Take one more big inhale and exhale. Release that foot gently. Bring it towards the front. Let's go for a little figure four stretch. So crossing your ankle over your thigh and stretching your hips towards the back of the room. Weight is in your standing leg heel. And on your inhale, lift yourself up. Switch feet. Plant that foot down, just taking some quick stretches today. Take a moment to relax. Press your hips forward, squeeze your glutes, and that's gonna help you to get that opposite knee first in line and then gently behind you. Already starting to open up your chest and shoulder. Option to turn your hand towards the big toe side of the foot, so palm is facing out towards the opposite wall, and stretch that away. Bring the stretch even more to your glutes, to your opening hip, and to your quad. Take one more big inhale, and on your exhale with control, bring it back in line, and then release. Bring your foot towards the front, so your hips down and back. Come back into, whoa, back into our figure four. Take one more inhale. Then exhale, let's stand ourselves up. Inhale those arms all the way up overhead. Look up at your fingers. Press into your heels. Exhale, release your hands down and interlace those fingers behind your back. Squeeze your glutes, pull your belly in. Find a nice straight line. Tuck your chin to your chest. On your exhale, release. Press those hands forward. Find some big rounding through your upper back, just like you would in cat. Maybe even a bend of your knees. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Awesome, thanks for sticking around for an extra minute to finish out a cool down after a great warm up and exercise. Oh my God, I'm so tired, I can't even find words right now. I hope that y'all are feeling great. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I said or we did today, my name is Jessica. Please reach out. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.